Now, in a bid to salvage the 2015 nuclear deal, US President Joe Biden has signaled that the United States is prepared to re-engage in negotiations with the P5+1 on Iran's nuclear program. Now, Joe Biden was speaking at the Munich Security Conference and added that moving forward, the administration will be working in close cooperation with European and other allies.
Engage in negotiations with the P5+1 on Iran's nuclear program. We must also address Iran's destabilizing activities across the Middle East. And we're going to work in close cooperation with our European and other partners as we proceed. We'll also work together to lock down fissile and radiological material to prevent terrorist groups from acquiring and using them. Look, the range of challenges Europe and the United States must take on together is broad and complex.
Now, remember, the deal was signed in 2015 to prevent Tehran from acquiring nuclear weapons, but it acknowledged that Iran could, of course, develop nuclear energy for peaceful civilian purposes. Now, just a day back, the U.S. State Department spokesperson Ned Price had said that the United States will accept an invitation from the European Union's High Representative to attend a meeting of the P5+1 and Iran to discuss a diplomatic way forward for Iran's nuclear program.
And the path for diplomacy remains open. And I would say that as we and our partners have underscored, Iran should reverse these steps and refrain from taking others that would impact the IAEA assurances on which not only the United States, not only our allies and partners in the region, but the entire world relies. And we want to go beyond the 2015 deal, lengthen and strengthen it, and build on it with follow-on arrangements to address other areas of concern when it comes to our relationship with Iran.
Now, the European Union's political director Enrique Mora has already proposed an informal meeting involving Iran, to which Washington responded positively to European Union invitation for talks amongst Iran and the 6 major powers who negotiated the original agreement. And these powers, of course, included Britain, China, France, Germany, Russia and the United States. The European Council President Charles Michel has said that he had spoken with the Iranian President Hassan Rouhani and that the EU supports the full implementation of the deal. The Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammed Javad Zarif, however, has fired back, saying that instead of resorting to sophistry and putting the onus on Iran, the EU must abide by its own commitments and should demand for an end to Donald Trump's legacy of economic terrorism against Iran. Now, it remains to be seen if Iran will also be willing to sit down with the United States. It has demanded for an end to Donald Trump's sanctions before reversing the protest measures that it took away from full compliance. Now, even after prompting talks with Iran, Biden's stance on Iran remains pretty tough. Now, could this hamper the potential talks? Listen in from our correspondent Susan Tehrani from New York.
The Iranians want the removal of sanctions as a precondition to return back to the talks, and they hope that they can get back to the deal that they had with Barack Obama. What the Biden administration is arguing right now is, first of all, again, it's very important for Joe Biden to say, hey, I'm Joe. I'm not Barack Obama, albeit I was his vice president. And the Americans are saying that the world has changed since the last time the nuclear deal was made with Barack Obama. They're willing to sit down. They have officially extended a hand to Iran to come to the negotiating table. But I think there's, and the European allies are very relieved on the surface that there is going to be a prospect of talks and not possibly war with Iran. But it's yet to be seen to what extent Joe Biden can push for his stance and also bring Iran to the table and not seem too hawkish at the same time. But what they made clear is the world is a different place, and perhaps negotiations with Iran will have to take a different path because of current circumstances.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.